Hello, my name is Dominus Rael, and today I just wanted to have a little unscripted talk about how, surprising to me, my faith is slowly being restored in the Assassin's Creed franchise. So, a little about me. I would say Assassin's Creed was like one of my top three favorite franchises during the PlayStation 3 era. I loved it so much. So, my top three were probably Assassin's Creed, Batman Arkham, and God of War. And then I also loved like Uncharted and the usual stuff. But I feel like for so long I've been neglected by Assassin's Creed because I never understood when people were like, we need to change Assassin's Creed. You know, it was around the time of Unity, I think, that people started to say, like, this formula is getting stale. We need to change it. For me, I love history, so I was like, okay, I can take these forever. Syndicate I thought was cool. Syndicate wasn't my favorite, but I think that was the last one that they, like, did with the old style before Origins, if I remember right. There might have been another one after, but I'm completely forgetting it if there was. And I really loved the old Assassin's Creed style. It had that like free flow combat where I could like I would love it. You like run into a group of people, get one of them mad at you, and then they all come towards you, and then like one will step forward and you like take them out, do a few moves, boom, 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 they're dead. Then you turn to the other one starts to approach you. I loved it. It made me feel so powerful. I know that's not probably realistic, but I mean you're an assassin. You can take on like a whole group of people. I loved Assassin's Creed 3 with like when it introduced like the muskets and like the red coats, all of that. I really liked Black Flag. I don't think I loved the sailing just because I've never really been into like racing or like vehicle stuff. I really loved Assassin's Creed Rogue, which I never hear anyone talk about. But Rogue, I was so into that. I know it was a shorter game, but Shay, I think his name was. I just loved that game, and it tied into Unity, which, I mean, and again, it was like a perfect prequel, ending in the start of Unity, which was awesome. But yeah, I just heard kind of what spurned on this video is Luke Stevens, who I love. Shout out to Luke Stevens. Just put out a video about AC Hexa. I believe that's how you say it, Hexa, which is like the Holy Roman Empire witch trial game, with like a female witch assassin who can put her mind into a cat and sneak up on guards and kill them and uses magic, which I've always been very on the fence about. I think the cat thing can make sense because there's like eagle vision. I think that's what you call it. It's honestly been so long since I've played an Assassin's Creed game because I just do not like the RPG games. I think Origin was the last one I played, or no, Odyssey. Odyssey was the last one I played. I haven't played Valhalla. I like Viking stuff. One day I'm gonna play the Viking one, but just didn't appeal to me, and it was so expensive. But Shadows never appealed to me. Even though I love Japanese stuff, I just was like, ugh. Just the gameplay didn't look fun. And when there's Ghost of Tsushima, it's like, why would I play as Shadows? Tsushima was what Shadows should have been, and it came out first. But yeah, so Hexa, they just lost 50 other devs. They put them on a internal, where they have to find a new project or they're become redundant and get fired. But they're also delaying the game because they want to fix it. Supposedly, according to sources that Luke sourced, shout out to him, are going to be taking away the cat, no cat, and she's going to be like doing science where she creates like smoke bombs and can disappear into thin air, and everyone in the witch trial period is like, she's a witch, she's a witch. But she's not literally a witch. She just appears that way because she has science and they don't understand it, which I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That feels more in line with Assassin's Creed. The Pieces of Eden always gave magical abilities, but the Pieces of Eden were a rare thing in the older games. I could go on a whole rant. In my mind, Assassin's Creed kind of died with Desmond Miles. I loved Desmond Miles. I was a huge Desmond Miles fan, so it's a whole nother thing I won't even talk about. But really, seeing Assassin's Creed Black Flag resynced, besides the cat on the ship, which is a little worrying, but I'm sure that's the old team's add-on, it looks really good. It looks really solid. The graphics look amazing. And so then I was just kind of looking at the three heads of Ubisoft, and it gives me a lot of hope. So I wanted to just like read their credentials. So there's Martin Schelling, who's now the head of Assassin's Creed brand, and he produced Assassin's Creed Revelations in 2011, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. He was the senior producer on Assassin's Creed Origins, which was a solid game. I mean, his RPG, which I did not, I hated the RPG, just to be completely honest. RPG is terrible. If I can't assassinate you in one sneak attack, I'm unhappy. But graphically, visually, all of that stuff was good. I just did not like the RPG elements. Valhalla, I have not played, but I heard it made over $1 billion, and it was pretty good, besides being too long from what I've heard. He later moved into higher production oversight roles, SVP, Chief Production Officer, and worked on Mirage, which I did not play, but I heard was decent. Nexus VR and Shadows in senior production capacities. We won't talk about Shadows. Obviously, these people were moved off the day-to-day stuff at the time of the newer games, so I don't blame them. And then there is Jean Guidon. Apologies if I say his name wrong. That's how Luke says it, so I'm going to say it that way. And one of the longest-serving AC veterans, and he is production coordinator on Assassin's Creed 1. Who remembers Assassin's Creed 1? I really liked Assassin's Creed 1. I think obviously by the time of Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed 1 feels so outdated, just to be honest. It was hard to go back. Even when like Assassin's Creed 2 was the new game, it was hard to go back to Assassin's Creed 1. But I hear they're remaking Assassin's Creed 1, which is pretty cool. Altair Ibn Lahad, I think that was what his name was. That's a classic game. I loved the Templar lore. I loved the ancient, like the, what was it, First Civilization? I was into all that. Everything with Desmond, I was fully on board with. I was so locked in on that franchise back in the early games, like the whole, like the Adam and Eve thing that, I think it was Brotherhood introduced as like the side story, and like the Garden of Eden, all that stuff they were telling that was like biblical prophecy and stuff. I was so into that. He worked on Assassin's Creed 1. He was game designer on Assassin's Creed 2. Who doesn't love Ezio? By the way, I know it's not quite lining up, but Hexa is supposed to be like 15 to 20 years after Ezio died. And I believe in Germany. But Germany's pretty close to Italy. So I'm like, can we get an Ezio cameo? Maybe? I'm like, I would be happy to see Ezio, and then the fans would be happy to see Ezio. So if we could make that work, I would be down for that. He was content brand roles on Brotherhood, Revelations, The Lost Archive, which I don't even... That sounds vaguely familiar. I'm like, was that a DLC? Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, creative director on Origins. And he was basically in charge of lore and content during the Ezio and beyond. And then there is Francois de Billy. He is head of production excellence. He has been doing production work since the very first Assassin's Creed in 2007. He also did production work on Assassin's Creed Revelations and Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Origins, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So I just wanted to holla at those homeboys and say, like, I was literally looking a few months ago. Ubisoft stock was on, like, I think it was at like $4 or $2. I was almost like, I gotta buy this stock. This company ain't worth nothing. And then like China had to invest into them with Tencent, and I thought the company was dead. I just was not playing any of their games anymore. I think I never played the Star Wars game. I think a lot of us were kind of out on Ubisoft, and which is sad. I mean, like, I loved Assassin's Creed in the PS3 era. So it was a really sad, like, I was fully in the belief that Assassin's Creed was dead and never coming back. But just hearing the Hexa delays, seeing Black Flag resynced look so beautiful and look so faithful, and having the blessing of Jean Guidon, who made the original, and the guy making the new one in Singapore was like a lead creative on the original, I'm like, I actually have some faith in Ubisoft. I just say, keep the heads of Ubisoft away from the game, because I don't really trust the Guillemot family who owns Ubisoft. But I do trust these guys, Jean Guidon, Martin Schelling, and the last one was Francois Debelly. And I feel like these guys have Assassin's Creed's best interest at heart from everything that I've seen so far. And it's not often that you can have a beloved franchise. Like I said, I was a huge I lived and breathed Assassin's Creed. So it's almost like an emotional high to think that the franchise could actually return to what it was, because that was such like an important part of my life. And it was really sad in an era where I felt like all of my franchises were ruined. All of my beloved franchises were taken away. Assassin's Creed was a weird one because it wasn't like it was sanitized. It was turned into like the RPG mechanic, and that just never worked for me. I never understood that, where you couldn't be an assassin. You had to like have these long drawn out fights and like level up mechanics and all of that, and that's just not what Assassin's Creed is to me. And Black Flag the Resync looks like what Assassin's Creed is to me. I would say Crimson Desert feels like what Assassin's Creed is to me. Ghost of Tsushima feels like what Assassin's Creed is to me. So I'm really excited and grateful to those three to see that they actually have Assassin's Creed best interest at heart and seem like they're really trying to do a good job of bringing back what I, as a fan since the beginning, love about the franchise. So, yeah, kind of wanted to give them their comeuppance, shout them out, and say that like I'm really hopeful. I don't want to get my hopes up, but I'm really hopeful that this can be a return to form for one of my most beloved gaming franchises of the past. And yeah, let me know what you all think about Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, Resynced, and the future of the franchise. And just an idea I had, because I'm always coming up with crazy ideas. What if they somehow brought back Desmond Miles? Would that get people excited? It's been so long that I'm like, I just think it's probably been too long. But I mean, I could really see some kind of like, oh, he's what they call it, like Isu now, right? I'm pretty sure it was First Civilization in the older games, though. He's like somehow resurrected, because it's all a biblical allegory anyway with the Apple of Eden in the first game. So I'm like, what if they did bring back Desmond? To me, Desmond was the heart of the franchise. I was fully invested in Desmond and Sean and was it Lucy and Chloe, or I don't know. I can't remember the girls' names. I think Lucy was a traitor. It's been a long time since I played them, but I was really invested in Desmond most of all. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you'd want Desmond Miles to come back. I don't even know where that actor is that was like the face and the voice of the character. But yeah, this has just been my excitement. It's nice to be excited about Assassin's Creed. It's one of those, it's like, are they going to save Star Wars next? I don't think so. But I would love to see more franchises that I love redeemed. And it gets me a little hope. It connects me with my youth. That reminds me of things of the past. And that's excited. And it's good to celebrate those when you're seeing those and to be hopeful. And to not just complain or be in the dumps. But yeah, just wanted to put a little light out there because I was feeling excited. I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.